Hello everyone. So starting the presentation tech talk for the year. So happy new year to everyone. The topic is about Blazor. So has anyone heard about Blazor before? Any Blazor? Okay. So it's not about the dress that we know. So it's a UI platform coming currently at the experimental. So it is just like MVC, and it has a flavor of MVC Blazor syntax as well as the flavor of Angular UI implementation. So it's kind of a mix and runs on the .NET Visual Studio and .NET Standard. So this is my agenda: introduction about the Blazor and what are the prerequisites to run and develop an application using it, and some of my thoughts and discussion. So it is about the single page application development, and it is run on the browser. That's the specialty. Just like the other things like MVC or Angular, they have to have a pre-compiled flavor, and the Blazor is for kind of a thick client architecture. So the browser have everything that needs to run the website, the front-end side. So that's everything is coming to the browser when you are C# code. So how it is going to work? That's that we call WebAssembly. You might have a design of open standard maintained by Mozilla community, which is telling you what is upcoming library. And the Blazor names comes is Blazor runs on browser, so this is not Blazor, this is the Blazor. So WebAssembly is a JavaScript library, and it runs on the browser on the same sandbox of JavaScript running. So the security is very much for all the developers. So because it has JavaScript, it is runs as a JavaScript browser. So it will expose all the capabilities of the browser and the JavaScript that can access is connected to our application code. So we have the browser features accessible. And Node.js as a framework ID. So that is the equivalent of .NET framework open edition, open source edition, free version, and its JavaScript converted edition is the Node.js. So that is a lightweight .NET framework we can actually learn. And Blazor applications are supported by Azure, so we can host on cloud. That's the main features that we mentioned. So why use .NET in the browser? What's the advantage? And stability and consistency. Stability in the sense we don't have to think in multiple languages when we are developing. We are C# code as much as possible, and the consistency. So it's one language most of the time. There are markups, and modern innovative language. Since it is a .NET, it doesn't care about whether it's C# or VB or whether the .NET language supported language is so the language can independently evolve with the frameworks and language versions. But they will be working in the browser. And integrating tools, what we are saying is that you can use Visual Studio Code or any other content development tools to do this. And speed and scalability, since everything comes in the browser is within the machine, everything works. So the network for dependencies and the pipelines are most of them overhead. And scalability in the sense that since you don't know time slots, you can do them And full stack development, that level is existing skills. So you should even if you do the Angular MVC at the moment, you can separate developers and Go engineers and backend developers to separate from Go and develop. But with this Blazor technology, you may know all those full stack skills that since you can apply everything because you have worked in the UI, you have worked in the program, you can have the rest of the technology skills, so that you are not going to get major on one side or markup side. You are not going to get major because markup is now deal more with the section code. So your backend skills you can apply the content development as well. So it's a level. And process, all the major processes going well because everything is at the compile time. You can have standard language scripts, JavaScript. So it is it work for most of the process. So I would like to have this presentation as a discussion. If you have any questions, we can talk. Keep on going, assuming you guys know. So it says WebAssembly short-term WSA, and it's open source and browsers without plugins. Usually, what we do is when you need to have a browser feature to access, we find a plugin, jailbreak plugin or Android plugin or everything. So what is WebAssembly does is it avoids use of need of separate plugins for each and every feature that we want to use. If browser exposes something, it is accessible through the WebAssembly. That's the standard. Okay. So you don't have to. It is without plugins in sense, you don't have to have separate plugin. If you are using a plugin, it's like you are separating the WebAssembly feature to another, hand over to another plugin, and it's separate. It's no point, and it's a degrading of the performance on the workflow. And so it says it can have full functionality of the browser via JavaScript interoperability. So JavaScript is the same as the sandbox that exposes to the WebAssembly. So we don't have to have a doubt about the security. If the JavaScript WebAssembly can do what JavaScript is capable of doing at the moment as well. Just the sandbox. And how it is running. In our application, we have the C# codes and Blazor files. In this sense, it is the markup, which has a level of HTML and user syntax. Everyone knows user syntax, right? It is inside an HTML code, you can write C# code. That is, it's some special syntax that is called Blazor syntax. So those files are usually called Blazor files. So the combination of those C# files and the Blazor files are compiled into .NET assemblies. So those assemblies going to get downloaded into the client browser. And the .NET runtime. Runtime means modules, and whatever related files it needs get downloaded at the site login time. And JavaScript, through the JavaScript, there is a framework here, most of the .NET runtime, and documentation is handled by the Blazor, rest of the components. And there might be some older browsers which still not support WebAssembly because WebAssembly is very good. So there's a, like we call it ASMJs, so there's a limited number of features it might have. So it will expose that feature set to the Blazor, so the browser is not supporting WebAssembly. So this is, so I'm going to be a bit faster because it is more easy to understand. The same concept is going to be here. So these apps are big components because there are very little. If you need C# files, you can write it. There are only 2 files in the template that comes with the template that is for the startup and the program skills. Everything else you have to write. So everything is going to get components, and it's a piece of UI that's going to get up here. So those components can be used nested, just like the use of the component. And so the C# and also it is represented through a C# class. It's called Blazor component that is related to the classes components. So you can have C# or you can have files, you can separate the complex derivatives into that. And if you have simple stuff, you can write in the same markup file, which is the CSHTML. So that's going to be as a markup level. And the infrastructure, if I say the most front-end developments, interface applications nowadays have these 3 primary components, which is the layouting, you can say, and the routing and dependency injection. So those 3 are available ready, and all these 3 are optional to use. If you have defined it and not using it, it will be stripped out at the compiler. So you don't have to worry about kind of performance issue at it. That means you have defined layouts and you have not applied it to your pages or components. So it is not going to get bundled into your published package. So it is more optimized way. So whatever the code you can share it within the projects and if you are whatever feature you are trying to use inside this components, if it is not supported as a new type of exception from support, so you can learn about that and develop the feature. So this is what I can explain that JavaScript can use WebAssembly with exposure to our code. So it is not here that directly following WebAssembly by developer. So whatever code through the compilers, WebAssembly will need that features into our code. And even when the development framework runtime is downloading, it is also a stripped down version that our application, whatever the framework component that our application is consuming, are only included for that framework component, not the entire features. So that's how we optimize it. We use download frames and caching, service of taking cache. Unused parts of program service and deployment, there are 2 types of deployments. It's a standalone application and client server full stack for application as well. So the standalone one is just like a website pricing. It has only a client side functionality. There is no server or so on. Just maybe it can see the content like a static website. Full stack is with the server client implementation. You can have the functionalities. And these are the prerequisites to start with the new application. It supports .NET Core 2.1 and Visual Studio this version. And this extension for Blazor language services, the syntax will not identify the Visual Studio. And we want to have data knowledge about the developer and there's a syntax or ideal experience that will be an advantage. And general purpose, if you don't know, you can use time you are working on these two types of files, very simple to understand and easy to work with. At the runtime, the most of the work will be done. It is being compiled to the and Nano and WebAssembly will do the browser feature and connection of application features, and it will rest of the things will be done by the browser. So I have a sample application which is officially given application. First, I'll run the application for you. So this is the sample application that it generates. So this is so these features has been there in the application. I have extended to 3 features custom. The counter was there. So if you click it, it's keep on counting. This is totally client side. It is not saving anywhere. So I go back. This, and I have extended that same component to a separate component. So the increment is 5, but from the foreground I have some very easy to use mechanism that we can pass it as a parameter, that is the incrementer. So it works like this, and a fetch data which has some read data from a JSON, or instead of a JSON you can have a server code and database read likewise. And I have extended this grid to have my own form view. So if I click this, so this is another component that is going to render here. Very basic one, so you don't expect the data validations and error messages. And to do list, and it's work like this. So the none of the data is getting saved. It is just the showcase of the features. So if I go to the application, so as you can see, these 2 files need to have. So the startup, so I haven't implemented all the features that need to expose. So you have the dependency injection here. You can have, if you have any services or backend services, you can register them here as a dependency injection. And this one is, you don't have to do anything. It is coming from the template to start the application. And so currently I am showing all the things generated from the template, and this is the assembly. You have to register it for the routing, and view imports. It had these things. I have imported this one for my usage. So these features will be available in the runtime. Otherwise, runtime might not work properly with the outcome. So just like MVC, we have a main layout. So it has a sidebar navigation, as you can see in the blue side, and the body. So this is the top menu bar at the top. So one thing different from the our existing knowledge is the components names and the file names are identical. Nav menu is the nav menu here. So it has all these menu items I have defined. Nav link also somewhere it has been implemented. I'm sure And so the basic Racer page, Blazor component structure is like this. You can have a I have to take this one. This has many features. Here you have defined the routing because you are considering this component going to act as a page. So the page and a component, there is no technical separation unless you have defined a routing here. It becomes a page. It can work render as a page if the routing matches. And this is something injecting inwards into this component that we have registered in the dependency injection or from the Blazor framework. So this is a framework version. And the rest of things is like the Racer syntax. And the other thing is you can have a this is the code behind for this component. So these are lifecycle methods, and this is the JSON reading. Or you can have a server call if you have injected whatever services you want, and you can consume there and load the data into your DTOs or whatever things, and they will get automatically rendered here. You don't have to call another method to apply those changes or anything. It is real time, it is reflective. And these are just like click events or private methods, whatever things you can define. And there are slight difference between MEC Racer syntax and this Blazor syntax of binding the functions. When you can see this syntax is a little bit different. It is because you are passing parameter. Since you are passing parameter, your syntax is like an anonymous function call. If it is not, you just have to pass like this, the function under the function name. So it will call this function. Right. I think if I explain this forecast page, you will understand most of the basic questions in your mind. So here it's a read. This data came from a JSON read. So that is where as the component on init, it is reading the data from the JSON. And as JSON file is in www root. So it contains the static files and the data files if you need to access. Then what is my collection is this is my DTO with the forecast. It collection will loop as rows in the grid, so it will render the properties. So that's the way it is render this data. So once you click this is the first column, and you can see it's a button. On click, I am calling a function and passing that correspondent record of data. So it is going to assign to a select as another object of it, of that type, the selected one, and that selected one is another passed into another component that I have written somewhere else, but I have called that component on top of this page, that table. So that's why, because it is null, I am not showing it. Once I click something, it is being assigned. So now we have data, we are showing this component here. So we'll see how this component is there. With the form is the component name, so the file name also. And this is a simple form, and the syntax is to say bind. This is a two-way binding. So it is not a one-way binding. And so these are some fancy things I have written to try out. And if you have noticed, there's a different syntax here. I have given a text in between these tags, which is called parent passing parameters inside into the child component. Whereas in MVC race syntax, we don't see that capability in there. What we have to do is everything we pass through the model object. So we can, just like Angular kind of flavor goes here. That's how this forecast is a property exposed in this form. So you can see it's a forecast and it's a parameter. So the parent component can give parameters to this child components, and whatever the content we given in between these tags called as fragments, rendering fragments. So what you can have that's how the nesting capability comes in. You can have more and more components inside another component. So this is just accept as a content into this child component, and it is called render fragment. That's the type. Take it as a parameter, and this one is just I am showing because I am passing only a text. I'm considering it as a HTML text or string. So it is how this works. That's how this part is got rendered. Any questions? Am I going too fast for you? So beautiful. Document, and the list is the output, and it has the framework. I'll show you another file. It has that is our static files. These are the CSS, whatever the images you can have, the sample data, the JSON file, and an index file. So index file is something a little special here. So it is referring, these are common things that you already know, Bootstrap and our own style sheet. And something special goes here, it's called WebAssembly. This is in the bin folder. Framework. This JS. So I open this. So it's a minified form. No point really. So it is being generated based on our implementation. It is not simply everything. It is the cut down version that is strictly what we have implemented in our application are getting compiled into this file, and it is being loaded. Others, this browser will not able to render this application. Yes, it is from the marketplace. It is this one. I don't remember the name. Here. This one. So this plugin, this extension you have to implement. That's how the syntaxes are being corrected. Right, and the app tag is the bootstrapping version. That's the component, main component that we are adding to the application. What's the demo here? Any questions? Sorry? Sources. We have the framework. I don't have a code behind at the moment. Yes, if you have a backend implemented, they will become DLs, which means like project references.
You don't have C sharp.
No, yes, I don't have it. It is that is totally client-side manipulation. Right now, what I have done is totally client-side manipulation. So it is totally convertible to JavaScript through Visual Studio. Visual Studio helps to debug because this is not the IIS hosted version. This is a developer server. It's just like the Angular architecture. So whatever it needs, its initial loads. So then onwards it is fast. It's not readable. So there are some binding keywords.
That's a framework.
Okay.
See, we have the JavaScript code for your C sharp code. Just look at the HTML. What is there? HTML.
So I think this whatever the Blazor WebAssembly JS is generated to the bin folder as its own. So I think it is not the full WebAssembly. It might be a bigger file, but this is the what we have implemented related code. It is generating what it needs, not everything. I think I hope, and I haven't read this file. That file might contain our code functionalities, which requires the browser features or anything that has been bundled into this file, not all possible features. I hope so. I have to read that minified file to confirm it. So it has the components have three life cycle. Components in the sense you can use it to the page, white page kind of components as well as other like license. It has three functions and has a asynchronous function relationship as well as this. So the routing happens like this. At the top of the component, you define if this component can work as a dependent component in the browser. You can give a route. That means in the URL, the domain name slash Blazor route. It's a component directly next to a component which can independently render into a page. So if you want to have that capability to a component, you simply not define at page. So if you want to be parameterized, this is how it works. Text is a parameter. define its type as well. Usually, its type we cannot enforce. Here we can. There are primitive types that we can define. So, the separation of concern. So, I have shown you the markup and when it is unified. So, that is not the real case in the business application. This is for the demonstration purpose. So, you can have a separate C# file for your component. You can define code behind class, inheriting Blazor component to the class. And you can extend the functionalities based on property. There is a text, some text. So, in your component, this is the CS HTML file, this is the CS file. You have routing, you have subdomain block, and you have say inherits and this base class. So you will extend the component functionality with the rest of the hub panel. You can have small code blocks inside the CSS HTML as well. And you are referring this variable which is defining the base class. That is how we can separate our C# code from our presentation. And we have the layouts concept as well. You can have a layout component, everything is a component. So you mention it as a layout and the component name. You can have a router and the rest of the mark. So this is the layout version, this is the layout based on example. And then the dependency injection, as I mentioned, you can specify it in the startup file. And you can access that injected objects like in the component, you say inject and type and then we this two-way communication between the JavaScript and our C# code, and C# code can also call JavaScript. So this is how the C# code going to the JavaScript function. So you can say this now is defined. In this file, there is a component display. This is a function in the JavaScript file, and this is the parameter. So it is the runtime or it is the function call. The JavaScript function will be publishing and deploying. So this is the primary command to publish a Blazor application. There are several other commands that you should use with the single-threaded application implemented develops. Based on those commands, you can develop the definition as well. Any questions? So, questions on your sample application? Not about the idea. This is the one. HTTP is a HTTP client. This is the one. It is from the Blazor. It is just like from the framework. If I go to it, it's in framework. In this case, two against yes. Yes. So these files should place in this folder. We have to give this path relative to this folder. you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to ask 2 questions. And I have to laptops you guys can email. You can stick on your laptop like this. If you don't have, you can find somewhere else. Okay. So I have shown you the sample application and I have shown you the project structure as in CV. Not seen it anyway. Okay, everyone saw it. So have you guys thought of implementing this in a real world business application? So this Blazor technology itself is currently at the experimental level. It is recommended not to use for real world application at the moment. So what are the disadvantages you guys have seen? If you know, you can raise your hand, at least one. There are things I haven't told yet. It's up to the developer. You can have a link tag and bring the external things into the index file and consume it like bootstrap. If you have JavaScript, then it is good. Then you have to write a library. Or if you are bringing a library, we don't debug the libraries. Yes. Not the generated one, because generated ones are for the runtime. It is not for debugging purpose. If you are debugging, it is generated out of your C# code, your Blazor syntax. You have to debug the Blazor syntax through Studio. It's like you are trying to debug the bytecode. It's not practical. Don't let me take these back. Okay, can someone describe about the understanding about the WebAssembly framework? Anyone? WebAssembly, what is it? What it is? Can I explanation? Brief explanation. No, what it is, not what it does. It could be just explain. Just introduce it to someone who don't know it. There's someone who just like that with the idea. Yes, I'll take this home. Okay, I'm not going to ask more questions. So this here, first come first serve. More questions? So these are the references I have used. Blazor.net. You can. The first link is enough to remember. The rest one comes with the button. Thank you.